almost about 150 basis points. It opened at 12.3. Right now it's about 14.03%, while the median and tenor bills is increased slightly up to 15 basis points. And then, of course, on the bond side, we've seen increase about 10 basis points from Friday's close. So really, since there's no maturity coming in this week, we still expect these yields to remain at these levels, except to see fresh liquidity coming into the market.
Yeah, that's what everyone looks for, isn't it? If fresh money comes into the market, everyone is happy. In particular, those of you who are dealers, don't you? Rita, Chairman M from Access Bank, the team lead in charge of fixed income trading. We thank you for your time. Let us get back to the European markets, where my colleague from Frankfurt Stock Exchange, Annette Wisbach, is joining us via telephone, DWTV for Channels Television there for a very short conversation regarding where the market is and what is being chewed as we speak. From Frankfurt, Annette, good afternoon. Thanks for coming through.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. We understand the video was a little bit patchy, so we apologize for that across the borders, as it were. But let's take this conversation very quickly. The talk around what Donald Trump says is going to, put a scissors into Dodd-Frank regulations and cut it down a little bit. Is this something that folks in Europe are seriously talking about from the traders' market point of view?
Currently, actually, not a lot of people are talking about it openly, but if you speak to regulators behind the scenes in Europe, they don't like the initiatives from the U.S. administration to unravel financial regulation, of course. If Donald Trump and his administration is really going to unravel the Dodd-Frank Act, that would mean that there's no level playing field anymore between European and U.S. banks. Of course, U.S. banks would have a good life. You have Morgan Stanley already saying it's great. Less regulation is great. Of course, it's great. It's good for their business. They can do more business. They can get more risk on board once again. So essentially, for the financial industry, the space is super. But for European banks, it's not as great because they can't do the same as regulation. It's up here in the Eurozone.
But today is when the ECB President Mario Draghi will be answering questions from European lawmakers. Do you think the head of the ECB, Mario Draghi, will speak to the Donald Trump, U.S. President's position on the Dodd-Frank regulations, trimming it down?
He might be asked about that, of course, but I think voluntarily he wouldn't speak about it. He'll speak about his policy and his take on the Eurozone economy. Most likely he will defend his QE program, which they just extended back to December until the end of this year, with still a volume of 60 billion euro per month starting from March. And we'll have to, I guess, many lawmakers in Brussels, but also why we need to just to say that at 1.7% the major. So it's based on the fact that all right,
Annette?
Part of the Eurozone, but also on the aggregate level. So why do we want to leave?
Annette?
That will be more
Annette, I'm sure we listen to that audio there as well. Long distance conversation. The Internet of Things seem to be a little bit wacky this Monday, but the markets are not so much wacky. Thank you so much, Annette, from Frankfurt Stock Exchange, DWTV for Channels Television. The markets are a little bit in the red in Euro. The FTSE 100 in London, about 0.1% to the north. The German DAX, where Annette was speaking to us a few minutes ago, 11,590. That's about 0.5% in the red. The French market, the CAC around about 0.2% down south. The Italian market, the FTSE MIB, brought up by 1.12% negative. The Spanish IBEX 35 index about 0.5% in the red, and the broader Stocks 600 down by 0.1%. Still have a couple of hours to go on the European markets. Geneva is where the 20 is home of the Africa CEO Forum. So the 2017 edition is getting underway. The head of public relations of the forum, Nisreen Batata, Batata has told Channels Television how the 5-year-old forum has galvanized economic policies and innovation in business on the continent. Speaking early Monday in Lagos, Ms. Batata says Africa's CEOs have used the annual forum in Geneva to compare notes, strike new deals, and position themselves for change in today's rapidly changing geopolitical environment.
We travel all over the continent to be sure to promote the forum correctly and to attract bigger CEOs from different African countries. And we are working very tightly on how to rethink the African business model and how to put on a target the private sector and give him its really important role in this difficult period that is the African continent is going through. So we would like to have as a big theme how to shape the new African business dynamic. And coming to our forum is really a unique platform where you can not also network, but also foster different dialogues in terms of business, new trends, in terms of meeting high officials that you are perhaps not able to meet in your country, because the people that we ask to attend are really important people in their countries, and they have a very tight schedule, so it's not very easy to arrange and meet everyone at the same time. So in 2 days, you can have such a good networking.
Nasreen Batata, who is the head of PR at Africa CEO Forum, speaking with me earlier today. Let's move on to South Africa, where by March 2017, the new Gazette for Mining Charter will be in place, the regulatory tool that governs the changes in that sector. The Mines Minister, Mosebenzi Mzwane, says a new Mineral and Petroleum Resources Development Act will also be finalized for South Africa by June. We're keeping with the world of commodities, and that's where we're starting back in North Africa after the break.